What is up? Yeah, baby, we back. We back in the building. We back in the building. That's what we do, baby. We back in the building. Everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't care. Anyway, everybody know we went on a little hiatus last week. Had to handle some things. A lot of people went out of town, so it is what it is. But we're back here, and yo, man, Rob, what's going on, baby? Player.
What up, player? What's happening?
Nothing, man. You good?
Yeah, I'm straight, man. I wish it would stop raining.
You about to ride in a bike, ain't you?
Yeah, man. Rain sucks.
Big Trent, man, what's going on, Trent? Man, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. You good?
I'm good, man. I'm great.
New York Yankees, did y'all make the playoffs?
Last year, yeah.
This year?
Oh, no.
Everybody that know, we usually have Miss Chris come in and join us from time to time, but check it out, man. Miss Chris is here, permanent, and we have her here with us. Yeah. And all that good stuff.
Cheers. Do the cheers thing.
Yes. So, Miss Chris, how you doing? How you feeling? How you live?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Well, I mean, you've been on the show before, so.
Well, I mean, permanently.
Permanently.
Yes,
Oh.
permanently.
Okay.
It's different now.
Yeah.
All right, so look, man, got a lot of stuff going on, man. Before we even get into our little around the horn with Crystal, man, Antebellum, man, the movie. Y'all seen that joint, man? It's a pretty good movie, man. I liked it.
It's crazy.
What y'all think about
I haven't seen it.
I love
I
it.
haven't seen it.
I love it. You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's a scary movie, right? It's scary?
It's not scary at
It's
all.
not scary.
Oh.
So it's like it's kind of like a Get Out type situation, where it's like thriller.
The content is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, tell me, Ron. What you think about it?
I loved it, man. And I don't want to give it away because there's a lot of people that haven't seen it. And so I don't want to, chime in and be like, this is what happened. But
The dog did it. Then they'd be like, I don't want to see the movie now. No, the dog did not.
Anyway, man. Hey, let's talk about something else, man. Old people falling, man. Old people falling, man. Mitch McConnell, man. So if, whew, boy, then he had the nerve to point at the stairs like something was on the steps. Man, nah, player, you was looking down when you stepped.
He said it's your fault. He played the stairs.
Yo, no lie. When I was in jump school, I watched my black hat trip over a tree root and bust his ass. And when he stood up, the whole formation was giggling. When he stood up, he pointed at it and said, "Have that removed." It's a tree.
Like it's a tree's fault.
Yeah, like it was a tree
Like
reached
it's a
up
tree
out the
fault.
ground and grabbed his foot.
I always do that. Like if I trip down the stairs, whatever, I'll always be like, "Come on!" But I'm like, "Wait, it was me that tripped down the stairs."
Probably because you were drunk.
It wasn't the stairs. Nah,
I can't even
I don't
laugh
find
at,
stairs when I'm drunk because I will trip down. No,
I can't even laugh at Mitch McConnell because my tail busted my ass the other day.
Dun, dun,
Worse.
dun.
Worse than Mitch McConnell.
Karma.
What happened, Crystal? What happened?
He said karma.
Tell us
Wait,
what
why
went
is it
down.
karma?
Yeah.
What happened?
Rob told me. He's like, it was karma for you laughing. No,
You was laughing at Mitch McConnell, weren't you?
yeah, I was laughing at Mitch McConnell. Y'all had sent me the video. And what was it, like 3 days later, I went jogging in my neighborhood. And there was a piece of the sidewalk that was sticking up. And I tripped over it. And I did a home run right on the concrete. On my
Turf
face.
monster.
I hope.
My knees and my face. Yeah.
That's the
But you
sidewalk's
good- but you
fault.
good though,
That's
right?
the sidewalk's fault.
It was.
But you're good though, right?
I'm good.
I would have sued the homeowner.
Oh, no.
I got a couple of scrapes.
I'd have got a quick paycheck.
Hey man,
I'm clumsy. So.
Quick maths.
hey, speaking of old people, Deion Sanders, man, he's back. Deion Sanders is back. HBCU, Jackson State University head football coach announced over the week. Man, big shout out, man. HBCUs is doing some things, man. You know, got a lot of D1 athletes coming in and taking over, and you got Deion Sanders. I don't think they've had a great. I don't think any HBCU has had a great head coach since Eddie Robinson from Grambling. And now you got Deion Sanders coming into Jackson State. I mean, come on, man. That's good for the program. What you think about that, Trent?
Isn't it HBCU week, right? There was they were talking about that on First Take or whatever. I think it's like HBCU week or something like that. I was watching it yesterday. So I don't know if it was this past week or if it's the week coming up, but they were touting HBCU weeks. They had Deion Sanders on it, whatever. But yeah, man, it's cool.
Number 1 pick.
Yeah,
It's going to Howard, I think it is.
Napier. I was just
Yeah,
Napier. Yeah, yep. So that's a big thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Couldn't be my kid.
Why not?
No way. Go get that bag and then come back. You know what I mean? But I just don't.
What you mean though?
I if it was my son, you know what I'm saying? If it was my son, I would have told him no.
Not going to HBCU?
No.
Why? What's the reason?
Because you got to go get that money first.
Oh, so you saying that they don't get recruited enough?
Well,
they don't get looked at, but they don't scout
Exactly.
enough.
I mean, you're going to get the fuzzy, you're going to watch Howard play basketball, and it's going to be on the last channel, and it's always going to be fuzzy in the background, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, you can't.
if you're going and you're playing for UNLV or something like that, you know what I mean? Or
Well, maybe that $500 billion that Trump is trying to pander the black vote for We'll work it out. Hey, look, big shout out to Arc, man. ArcOutlets.com, man. Check them out. If you have a small business or a business at all, you can go to Arc Outlets and promote your business there, and they will actually provide you a percentage of the proceeds. Big shout out to Rock Bottom LLC, who does our music. They're out in Virginia Beach, man. Good dude, Keith, man. Keep it going, man. We love you. We'll see you when you come into the studio, man, one of these days. Last thing, Jacob Blake update. So, did y'all hear about this shit? So, apparently, the police officer that shot him has reversed course on his original statement and is now saying that he shot Mr. Blake in the back because he was fearing that the kids in the car were being kidnapped.
Yeah, he heard the mom scream, he's got my kid, he's got my keys, whatever, and that's why he shot. That's his new statement, yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You going to shoot into the car, player?
Where the kids are at?
Yeah.
If you worried about the kids?
how much of a bitch do you have to be to shoot a man in the back 7 times?
Well, first of all, he shouldn't have been shooting with the kids in the car. I mean,
You're
I don't
responsible
see
for every
any-
one of those bullets.
any justifiable reason. The guy didn't have a gun on him. He wasn't shooting at him. I don't see any justifiable reason for him to have shot him, especially with the kids in the car.
He's on a power trip.
Yep.
As most of them are. Like I said, it all starts at the academy. But that's what you get when you're recruiting 21 and 22-year-old kids.
Yeah.
I was 21 years old with a badge on my chest. I was a fucking nightmare, dude. There's no way in hell I should have been a cop until I was at least. My father told me, you don't stop being a rookie until you're 25. I don't give a damn if you come in at 20.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with him. I didn't agree with him at the time, but, I completely agree with him. You need to be 24, 25 with a little bit of experience underneath your belt and know how to pay your taxes, know how to pay your bills. Most of these kids coming out here don't know their asses from a hole in the ground, and they running around here flexing on people until somebody tear half their head off, then they want to pull their gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Y'all know it's the truth.
Yeah.
It is the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that everything works out. But look, man, we do the segment, man. Miss Chris, man, round the horn. What you got?
Okay. Well, for the first topic, we have to talk about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Huh?
Rest in peace.
Damn.
Yeah.
Huh?
She lost her battle with pancreatic cancer last Friday on the 18th. She was 87 years old. On this past Wednesday, she became the first woman to lie in repose at the Supreme Court building. And on Thursday, they actually had her casket out there a second day, and she was the first justice to lie in repose for a second day. Also, yesterday, she was at they had her at the U.S. Capitol building, her casket out there. And she was the first, becoming the first woman and Jewish person to actually be put out at the Capitol for people to pay their respects.
It's sad. It is sad, man. That's one of those things, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they didn't do what they did. I'm glad they didn't do to her what they did to Stalin. Stalin's still on repose, right?
I didn't know.
Y'all didn't know that?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go to
Joseph?
Yeah,
Stalin.
You can go to Russia right now and walk right in there, and they have his body sitting up there.
Really?
I didn't know that.
That's wild.
Crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Man.
That's crazy.
Now she gets she's on the opposite side of the fence from me, obviously, but being in the military for as long as I was taught to respect the position. Even if you don't respect the person holding it, I do respect her and I respect the position.
You know what, man? I appreciate your candor on that one. Because there's a lot of people that don't, they're like, I don't give a damn.
I mean, even if
she's actually
disagree.
Republican, right? She had moderate views.
No, she was very liberal.
She was very liberal.
I thought she came out
when she first got picked put on the seat. She was looked at as a moderate, but as time went on, she became more liberal.
Sort of like Chief Roberts. He was picked as a Republican or a conservative, and now he's more middle of the road.
Yeah,
left.
But he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to uphold the law, the Constitution. But that's what he's supposed to do. Not play politics. Not play politics like Amy. What's her name? What's her name?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, that they're trying to nominate.
No,
now.
Amy Coney Barrett.
What's her name?
Really?
Amy Barrett.
I don't know her name. Shit.
Amy Barrett. Yeah. Well, they
That
didn't
was good one. That was good.
He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah.
They didn't waste no time. I mean, she left RG. They called her the notorious RGB. She left a legacy of advocating for equality and women's rights. She was actually, like a figure in the feminist movement. She did a whole lot for women. And, Amy Barrett. So they are talking about picking her for that seat. Yes. Republicans. Even though in 2016 they denied Barack Obama's pick for.
Well, Mitch McConnell said it's not the same thing. It's different.
He said it's not the same thing because
it's pure politics.
Because the White House and the Senate now controls one part. It's controlled by one party. So they're saying that's the difference. It ain't no different.
Yeah.
It's just politics. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we got to move on. Next topic: Zendaya. She actually won a Emmy on Sunday. The star of HBO's Euphoria, she beat out acclaimed actresses like Jennifer Aniston and Laura Linney, becoming the youngest to win in Best Lead Actress in a Drama. And this was her first Emmy nomination and her first win.
Wow. Congratulations to her.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She's the second black woman to win that in the category too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Second black woman and the youngest.
That's what's up.
Good
Props
stuff.
to Zendaya. She's definitely doing her thing out there.
Yeah.
Next topic we have, going back to the Emmys, Dave Chappelle gave a badass Emmy acceptance speech after winning 3 awards for his comedy special, Sticks and Stones. He actually received 2 of the Emmys.
I mean, I read all the reviews, and they said so many terrible things. They were embarrassed for me. I had lost my way. It wasn't even worth watching. I hope all you critics learn from this. This is a teachable moment. Shut the fuck up forever. Two and a night. These aren't them. These are the ones I won for the other ones, motherfucker.
Sure he wasn't drunk?
Oh man, he was at his on his land or whatever in Ohio or whatever, because he does those shows on his land now.
That farm that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was his land.
That's his. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
he does the shows there and everything. Yep. So the one where he did the George Floyd one, that was his. Yeah, that's his land. He does shows now there.
Makes sense because I remember his whole family was in the audience.
Yeah, yep.
And that's kind of rare for him.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but his director also, Stan Lathan, is the father of actress Sanaa Lathan.
What?
Also received an Emmy Award for directing his show.
First one.
Yep.
After all the movies he did.
He actually has been in the entertainment industry since the 1960s. Even I guess he participated in directing shows such as Sanford and Son.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Also, Beach Street, Moesha,
Beach Street.
Good Times. He did some stuff with Sesame Street. Yeah.
What you doing? What you doing, Rob?
Oh,
Lord!
popping
Did
it like it?
he bring out the rope?
oh,
Oh man!
Yeah, I'm an 80s baby, man. Break out the
You are
cardboard
not
and the
80s
you
boombox.
are not an 80s
I
baby.
am. I'm
Motherfucker was
Generation
right.
X. Y'all are
70s
Generation
baby.
Fail.
You are a baby boomer.
Bro, we already didn't we establish that you was
I
born
am
in?
not a baby boomer. I'm a
was
Generation
born
Xer,
in-
man.
When he born in the 70s?
Yeah.
You're not an 80s
75.
baby,
He's
man.
an 80s
You're
I'm
a
an 80s
You're a
baby.
70 motherfucking baby, bro.
Man, I don't even remember the 70s.
Speaking of 80s,
I remember the 80s, though.
I want to give a shout out to my sister whose birthday is today, Diana Griffey.
Happy
Hey.
birthday.
Happy
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That's all you get. What else we got?
Okay, the last topic we need to talk about is the Breonna Taylor decision.
Damn.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, following months of outrage, activism, and anticipation, a Kentucky grand jury has decided to indict only one of the 3 Louisville Metro Police Department officers involved in the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor in March. Brett Hankinson, who was terminated in June, has been charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment over shooting into neighboring apartments. His bond was set at $15,000, but they did not announce charges against the other 2 officers, and none of the officers actually were charged directly over her death.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, all right? Because here's the thing, right? Yeah, you see a lot of people say, you know, the boyfriend shot at the cops. You know, witnesses are saying that they did not announce themselves and say they're the police officers.
They didn't have to.
He shot once, by the way.
They had a no-knock warrant. They didn't have to announce anything.
Well, I heard they knocked.
No, he
I heard
So
that
did
they
not.
did.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
They did announce.
Well, they said like one witness said that he heard out of 12.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I mean, that you is that enough evidence? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a prosecutor, but I mean, my thing, to my understanding, why would you got 11 other witnesses that were close by that said no, we didn't hear them announce, and just one, and you go off of one witness. I don't understand that.
I don't either. But I think the bottom line for me is I think the police department should have been held accountable because I don't think the warrant was valid. There's a show, I don't know if it was on Netflix. I watched it the other day about the Breonna Taylor case.
Oh yeah,
It's already out.
The killing of Breonna. Yeah.
Yeah, and they talked about how, you know, when you issue a warrant, you have to have substantial evidence, I think, within a certain amount of time before they go and do a raid. And that was an old warrant. Like, they didn't have any current evidence tying, you know, her to her ex, who was, I guess, involved with drugs and, you know, whatever else. They didn't have any current evidence of that.
Well, I can't speak about Kentucky law, but I can talk about Pennsylvania and Maryland law. And I couldn't even write a traffic ticket when I graduated from the academy. When I came out the academy, I went right into a narcotics unit. And this was a narcotics unit that executed this warrant. So I've blown more than my fair share of doors off the hinges at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I got a question. What unit? You worked on a lot of units, too.
I'm a special motherfucker, man.
You worked on a lot of units, man. Because
No bullshit.
I swear.
But,
And I chief.
Shit.
No. I mean, if I was
Go down to Charles County and run for the sheriff's position.
No.
Oh, why you think that?
No. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, Rob.
But I as a rookie, like, they used to make me type the search warrants until my fingers bled. So I know what criteria is required by a magistrate in order to. What are you looking at, man?
I was trying to figure. You say your fingers were bleeding, so I was trying to make sure.
In the world.
I was wondering what he was looking at. I was like, what are you looking
You said
at?
until his fingers bled. I mean,
He's just looking down.
can y'all imagine Rob typing?
I can't with this
typing?
dude, man.
He was born in the 70s, so
Oh,
you
my
know how he
God.
type. Like,
Oh man.
So, yeah, in the warrant, you have to include certain information like, what color is the door? How many window panes are on the door? Where's the door located on the porch? How many steps lead up to the porch? What color is the house? How far off of the house does the front door? How far off of the street does the front door sit? This is all information that is included in warrants to make sure that, number one, you're hitting the right house. And then you have to have culpatory evidence that states the reason why you're going in the first place. For example, there's a difference between an arrest warrant and a search warrant. An arrest warrant is like a body attachment. So if I come into your house with an arrest warrant because I believe that Trent is in your closet, okay, and I have an arrest warrant for him, shit. I did not mean that.
I'm gonna say, what Trent doing in the closet? What he doing in the closet?
Why I gotta be in the closet? Man?
I'm about to say, why he gotta be in the closet?
Yo,
man?
Doc,
Trapped in the closet?
What? It's called a Freudian slip.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, Trent in the closet?
Trent's in your closet.
That's in your closet.
Like, no, wait a second. That completely came out wrong. But let's just say Trent's hiding under your bed.
Now I'm the boogeyman. What?
Trent's everywhere.
Okay,
all right?
okay.
So if I come in there,
everywhere but social media. Catfish.
Yeah, cool, catfish ass. So
I'm on social media.
So if I come in there with an arrest warrant and I'm looking for Trent, I'm not allowed to open up your refrigerator. I'm not allowed to knife your pillowcases or cut your mattress up, because those are places that you have to specifically list places anywhere where Trent would be. Whereas if I have a search warrant and I'm looking for drugs, I can basically search your entire house, because drugs could be located where? Anywhere in your house. So with this particular case, it seems to me like they had a warrant with a no-knock warrant, and so they came into the house. The guy that was in the house, her current boyfriend, had a permit to carry a concealed weapon. He engaged the police officers who, I believe, he was trying to protect him and his girlfriend from armed intruders.
And he wasn't the dude that they were looking for.
And he wasn't the dude that they were looking for.
They captured. Didn't they capture?
He heard somebody coming through the door.
The dude?
Yeah, he would call himself protecting them from armed intruders, and it just so happens that the armed intruders were police officers.
The dude,
it's the culmination of the perfect, all the wrong criteria.
Wasn't the dude that they were looking for already in custody?
Yeah, they had just captured him.
So that is why the police department paid out $12 to $13 million, because they fucked up.
Well, here's the thing.
They not only messed up with that, they messed up because that warrant was based on old information.
It doesn't matter how old the information is. What does matter is once the warrant is approved, you only have a certain amount, according to state law, you only have a certain amount of time to execute that warrant. So if I come to you and you're the magistrate and you're the judge and you sign that warrant based off of the evidence that I present to you, I might only have 24 to 48 hours to execute that warrant. If I don't, then that warrant becomes invalid.
Well, that's why they said, that the reason why the no-knock warrant turned into a knock warrant was because the information wasn't current, and everything that they had on that warrant, as far as they were issuing warrants to raid a particular area, and that area was so outside of that, the other places. Mm-hmm. So they had to change it from a no-knock to a knock warrant.
Well, like I said, you're supposed to execute because you're going for expediency. The whole reason for you to apply for a warrant and violate someone's Fourth Amendment rights is because if you don't remove that person from general society, someone's life is in danger. They committed a crime. They did something wrong. They are a danger to the public. So that's the whole thing that you're going for. And if you don't execute that warrant in a certain amount of time, then that warrant becomes invalid.
Yep.
Well, my thing is, I'll keep this quick. And Rob,
all right, great, thank you. So what's the next topic?
Rob, you can help me out with this, or whatever. My thing is, okay, so take the warrant part out of it. All right, so it's a legal search warrant or whatever you said. Mm-hmm. All right, fine. My confusion is when they charge him with wanton endangerment,
which is a felony, right?
That's like chicken wonton soup.
And no, but my goodness. Anyway, but they charge him because I'm sorry. But they charge him because because of his wild shooting into other apartments.
Yeah, but he was under fire.
No, he had went outside. This guy was charged with wanton endangerment. The one that got charged with it is because he went outside around the corner and was shooting in through the window.
He was under fire. His officer, his sergeant, just got shot.
Then why charge him with wanton endangerment then?
They had to charge somebody with
No,
something.
they charged him because he was just shooting through the window. He didn't even see who
He was shooting. He was shooting. They said he was shooting. Recklessly. He was shooting blindly or whatever. Okay. And so if you're shooting blindly and you kill an innocent person, my understanding
you're responsible.
Is that So wouldn't that be? Again, I'm not a law enforcement.
But he wasn't the one that actually shot and killed her. It was one of the two officers that were still in the apartment.
So that was also a thing where they don't know who, like the which bullet or whatever.
Oh, they know. Don't know.
That's what they say. They know, but they're not. Yeah, but like
the FBI already released and said they knew who did it, but the police department said they don't know who.
Yeah. My understanding is why you just charge them with anything. Then, if that's what you're going to charge them with, instead, I just don't get.
You have to release it to the grand jury. I think that the district attorney did, or the attorney general did the correct thing.
I mean, that's all he can do, right?
Because we would all be feeling the exact same way right now, pissed off, if he had taken this all the way to trial, if he had persecute or prosecuted them, and then the jury came back with a
which is what happens every time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. All right, so that's a good topic, and what we're going to do, right, is we're going to run to a quick commercial break. We're going to pick this. We're going to pick this topic back up in the overtime segment after this live recording. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We're already 30 minutes in. So real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Are you still searching for clothes in your closet? Looking for that summer outfit, maybe that fall outfit? Well, hit up my man at Shades of Faces. Shades of Faces has some of the tightest urban swag out there. You can hit him up on Instagram or Facebook, Shades of Faces, and tell my man that Comfortable Being Uncomfortable sent you. What's up, man? It's Doc Ronnie Mac, yo. I just had to stop by to drop this nugget on you all. If you're looking for some comfortable activewear that you can wear to the gym, around the house when you're cleaning up, or when you're in the street running errands, you need to shop at Recovery Athletics. All you have to do is go to www.recoveryathletics.com to get both women's and men's fashionable and functional apparel. Even sweeter, yo, it will not break the bank. You know why? Because we're running a 35% off promotion. All you have to do is use code RA35 at checkout and you will get 35% off your entire order. Now come on, top brands can't even top that, yo. All right, so we're back, and hey, we talked about in the last broadcast. We were talking about a lot of stuff. Big shout out to Recovery Athletics first, rocking their gear today. Recovery Athletics out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Remember, hit up their website, recoveryathletics.com. You can use the promo code RA35 for 35% off your order. Tell them that Comfortable Being Uncomfortable sent you in the notes section, and we appreciate it if you do. So today's topic. Boy, we gonna get comfortable real quick being uncomfortable. All right. So a lot of people don't like talking about religion and all this other stuff, but we got to talk about religion, man. And in today's society, man, we're talking about religion, man. We're talking about hypocrisy and all this other stuff, and yeah. I just want to get y'all's take on that, man. There's a lot of people that think that Christians are the biggest hypocrites out there because the Bible says that we should, pray to one God and all this other good stuff. And then you have people who say that they accept other religions, and people have problems with that. But Christians are some of the most. They claim Christians are some of the most judgmental people out there. And I just want to get y'all's takes on that, man. What y'all think about that? Don't all go silent at once. Hold on, let me. I told you we're gonna get comfortable. It's gonna get uncomfortable because this is a topic that a lot of people tend to steer from because they don't want to.
Well, I'll talk on it first, and I'll talk on it first only because, right, I grew up in a very traditional conservative religious household, right, and I don't. Again, the way I grew up, I'm grateful for how I was raised and everything, right, but, I've definitely seen way too many cases of hypocrisy within the church organization as a whole. Now, I mean, it's a organized religion just like politics, right, can be corrupted by people, right? And so I've seen a lot of it where they will, they'll say one thing, but turn around, their actions aren't showing, they're not, actually going by that, they're not doing the actions or whatever. And so, as an example, in the organization that I was part of, not anymore, there was one big time preacher, right? Big time bishop who, at his church, he was one of those like, political bishops where like on the Democratic side, he had all these big time, like people that were running for mayor, people that were running for state delegate or whatever would come to his church and blah, blah, blah. And he was looked at as this guy, guy who was always speaking on, everything that, anti, you don't be committing adultery, don't be doing all this stuff, right? He was a big time, like on this. Come to find out, he's for 15 years he was sexually abusing his nieces.
Hey, perfect.
And you know what I'm saying, and it was like he was looked at as a person who was speaking against this type of stuff, whatever. And this particular organization, what they did, he was also doing to another person, another girl who's 10 years old in his organization, in his church, and they put both of them on a restoration plan. Now, why would you put a 10-year-old? He was doing this for 7 years to her. Why would you put her on a restoration plan when he was the one that was the predator? You know what I'm saying? And so that was just, I've seen a bunch of examples of that were, it really turned me off,
But you know what, Trent, that's funny you say that because, first of all, I got to give a big shout out to my boy, Anka Altman, man. Me and Anka, for people that know me from college and everything like that, me and Anka rolled up together, man, back in the day. And I just saw him popped on, man. So big shout out to you, brother, man. I appreciate you tuning in. But real quick, man, I used to go to church and pastor used to be out there talking about y'all come up in here, you were shaking your asses last night, now you in church. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, why are you judging them? Yeah. Why are you putting it out there? Why are you putting their business out there? If they want to party, they can party. They can go shake their butts. Exactly. Right? But they're here. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I had got locked into a church. I got locked in church by a pastor. The pastor locked us in because she didn't make enough money with her tithes and offering. Locked us in the church.
I've heard that.
Locked us in the church. Would not let us leave until people started paying and said, hey, we can't pay our bills, this and that. Yeah. We need it. And locked us in the church, man.
Yeah, I've seen that multiple times.
And what's wrong with shaky butts?
I've heard about that.
Yeah. It's
Wait a minute, what you say?
What's wrong with shaky butts?
Shaky butts.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with shaky butts.
Okay, all right.
And then you're going to lock somebody in the church because you ain't getting enough money from them? Why don't you just race something down the pews with a baseball bat, just like Al Capone, and start beating people to death? And
my man off of Lean On Me.
Yeah.
Joe, Crazy Joe.
Crazy Joe.
Go ahead, Chris.
The craziest thing is the most slimiest, grimiest people I know are religious people, like very religious people that are always about the church, always talking about the church, and their character is just, it's like night and day from what the church is supposed to be preaching about, and how you're supposed to have this great character and you're supposed to, have all these morals, but you go out here and your character is flawed, and you are basically, justifying it in the name of religion. And that is why I just can't. I didn't grow up in a religious household. My grandmother went to church. I did attend her church when I was younger. Didn't really care for it. Wasn't forced to go back. And I appreciate that I wasn't forced into a church or religion, because it allowed me to go on my own journey and find what works for me. And organized religion just does not work for me.
And that's why, like for me personally, right? The reason why I don't call myself, like, I get nervous when I say I'll tell somebody that I'm a Christian or whatever, right? What I say is I'm a follower of Jesus' teachings, and the reason why is because I'm trash. I need that help, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not following him because I got it all together and I'm perfect and I'm this. No, it's the opposite. That's why I do, But you have people who, once they get in the church, they think they're just, I mean, on a whole nother level, better than every. Yeah, and I'm like, no. The reason why you got it because you got problems.
You know what the church is? It's a home for broken people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go there to
elaborate
get
on
your
that
soul
one.
fixed.
Elaborate
You go
on
there
that
to get
one,
fixed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You go there to get your soul repaired, to find meaning in something that, you know, maybe you before didn't find meaning in. It's a guidebook, a rule book for you to live your life by. It's supposed to be a set of, you know, ethical and moral choices that you make, and we all fall short of the glory of God, no matter which way you look at it. It doesn't matter what religion you're in.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you know, one thing I never do is I never talk about religion because it's none of your business. Okay, what I believe and how I believe it and all this other stuff is between me and God. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain nothing to you, and nor am I going to. The reason why is because I'm right and you're wrong.
I believe.
With that being said, as far as I'm concerned, you know, God has gotten me out of so many situations that I would not be sitting in this chair. And,
Yes, sir.
But
You know
see,
what I mean?
but, but here's the thing: people are gonna look at you, right, and just based off of stuff you say, they're gonna be like, "You're not Christian." But the problem is, you just said that you believe, you praise God, you understand that God got you out a lot of these situations.
Absolutely, there's no other explanation.
But because people are so judgmental, they're gonna look at you on the outside and be like, he's demonic, he's possessed, he's satanic and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that I have.
I've been called a devil by preach. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have people.
I've had people call me the devil.
I didn't have people
Plenty
try to
of
lay
times.
hands on me and say I rebuke the spirit. I'm like, there's nothing that's living in me. What are you talking about?
I had
Ron.
that happen to me at a church.
There was one time. There was one time I went up for we was at a church revival. I went up for prayer, right? And I was like, I need prayer, and the preacher puts his hand on me and he tries to push me back and slay me. I'm like, no, you're not gonna push me and slay me, dude. I'm here for prayer. So I literally, it's funny. My dad saw this. He was laughing at me. What afterwards? He was like, yeah, because my dad don't rock with that type of stuff. Dude tried to push me down and act like he was making me being slain in the spirit. I'm like, dude, I came up here for prayer. I grabbed his wrist real quick. I was like, if I go down, you going down with me? Because I mean, that's not the right way. Give me prayer.
Only Trent would go to the altar and it end up turning into Mortal Kombat.
Get over here.
I had that happen to me too. At a church. I went with some friends, and I was younger, and the same thing. The pastor came up to me, he tried to push me down. I didn't go down, and he told everybody I was the devil. I had
See what I'm talking about?
in front of everybody. I'm like, really, dude? Like, because I didn't fall out. Like,
We didn't play the game. You know, we didn't. Oh, thank you, Jesus. We didn't do that.
And
You know what I'm saying? We didn't do all that.
I wish that some of them would just put the effort into their sermon as much as as the Catholic Church does shuffling these priests around.
Man,
You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Hey,
yeah.
but here's the thing. It don't matter if you're Catholic, if you're Baptist, Pentecostal. They all are doing.
I watch Muslims
dirties.
Muslims get drunk.
Yeah.
I watch Jehovah's Witnesses do whatever, celebrate holidays.
Yeah.
I watch Catholics or Christians do a whole rack of stuff they ain't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm not passing judgment on anybody.
Yeah, I don't attack anybody's church or their religion or what they believe. I'm not going to attack you because I don't know what's going on in your church. I don't know what's going on in your house.
It's none of my business.
So
Yeah.
let me tell you about a conversation I had yesterday with a family member of mine. So the conversation was, it was a video she sent me, and it was about, I can't remember. It was on Instagram, and pretty much she said, "Hey, they're practicing witchcraft and everything like that." And I was like, "Woohoo!" I was like, "Okay." I said, "But there's no solid evidence that's out there that indicates that witchcraft is a real thing, right? Even during the Salem witch trials, all they were doing was doing home remedy type stuff that we do today, and people were calling them witches.
They were free thinking women
Right.
also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of that stuff was
Exactly.
pulled from the Native Americans as well.
Exactly. So even on that topic, talking about Native Americans, a lot of that stuff is home remedies, natural stuff that they do, and a lot of people
It's
say
been
it's
passed down from
a
millennia
lot of people
to
say it's
millennia.
witchcraft.
Yeah.
And so me and her got into an argument, and I'm not an argument, but a debate, a conversation about it. And I was like, "This is the problem." And she kept saying, "Oh, they're demonic. They're practicing satanic stuff, and all this other stuff." And I was like, "Well, who are we to judge what they do?
Yeah.
We can't sit here and say what they do. I don't know why they're doing it.
Especially if you haven't been in their church, or if you haven't been in that organization,
that's what I'm
or
saying.
if you haven't been part of it. You know,
they
if you don't
actually
really
have
know
a religion is Wiccan, right? That's a religion.
I've heard of that.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Wiccan.
Yeah,
I've heard of
that's-
Wiccan.
Yeah, I've heard of it too.
What
But
is it? They got the Church of Satan too.
Yeah, they do. But here's
I
the
ain't
thing.
gonna talk on that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I ain't talking on that.
You know, and
That's an oxymoron.
Right,
The
we
Church
talk-
of Satan.
Yeah, we're talking about judgmental, and I'm not open to that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No,
You
not
was
at
I'm
talking-
not
you
open
was
to that.
talking about shaky butts a minute ago.
No,
and,
you was talking
was
about
talking
shaky
about shaky
butts.
I got some ones. You want some ones to go to the stadium before you hit the road, man?
Nah, I'm good.
And they go to church tomorrow.
but no, for real. But we got into the debate, and I was saying, I was trying to convey the message that, you know, in Iraq and Afghanistan, we meet Muslims, right? And for people that don't know, my dissertation actually focuses on racial profiling and discrimination on Arab Americans in the DMV, right? And so I have a different or deeper appreciation for all different religions. You know why? It's because you get to understand their mindset. You get to understand what they're being taught. We can't sit around here as Christians and sit here and say, you know, because we're taught one certain way, every one of you are wrong, right? I had a boss who was Mormon. You know, he actually said, hey, I don't care what you believe.
I've had Mormons tell me that too.
And he said, I don't care what you believe, and you shouldn't care what I believe. But I'm gonna give you the Book of Mormon. I want you to read it and let me know what you think. And the whole time I was deployed, I read that book. I read the book, the Quran. I read the Quran, and you know, it's one of those things that you get to understand the different thinking, right, behind the different religions. Because I'm a firm believer that if you don't understand everybody else, you cannot sit around here and walk around here and think that you high and mighty and your shit don't stink.
Right.
Because all of us sin.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Right now, we all sitting right here and everybody talking about, oh, the Old Testament. Well, a lot of people who are Christians and judgmental, they follow the Old Testament.
Which is not which has been the new covenant of the New Testament or whatever. It took away from that, which means we don't. Which is why we don't slaughter goats as offerings to God anymore, right? So it's been but like a lot of them that I know, they literally only really follow just like the Old Testament. But I'm like but you forget about all about Jesus' teachings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll walk right over a poor person in a heartbeat or a homeless person, but then they'll.
Good point,
You
Trent.
know, I mean,
Good point, Trent. How many? You know, I'm gonna put this question out to the Facebook Live crew that's watching. How many of y'all actually give to the homeless and those begging on the streets? How many of y'all walk past them?
Yeah.
How many of y'all welcome them into your house? And don't give me that bullshit either. Talking about God gave us common sense. Yeah, He did. We know that.
Yeah.
But don't sit up here and chastise everybody else about this, about everything else, when you're going to sit here and say, well, I don't believe that person is going to actually use the money to get food. They look like they strung out on drugs. Judgmental once again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the,
You know what I'm
that's not
saying?
the point.
So
That's not the
don't
point,
sit
right.
around here and act like your shit don't stink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only thing I'm arguing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trent, you know this. When we ran the campaign, we ran against a mofo who was a quote unquote pastor.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember doing a town hall. The question was asked, Mr. So-and-so, actually, he was a doctor. They said, Dr. So-and-so, what are your views on abortion? Do you support it or do you not? He's a Democrat. Most Democrats support abortion, right? He said he supports abortion. Now, stop the press right there, okay? Because now you have come out and said to this group of people that you support abortion. At church, we had video of him at church. I don't think it was video, it was audio. Somebody had told us that he had at church chastised. He was going against abortion. He was saying abortion is wrong. He was going after young mothers and saying you need to have these children, support these children, all this other stuff. But then he come in the town hall and say he supports abortion.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. You talking, but you're not doing actual action. You know what I'm saying? You saying one thing, you know, behind closed doors and saying another thing in front of people just to kind of placate to people or whatever. And I think because he was a Democrat, he was placating to that side.
Right.
But then when he's with his his congregation, he's actually placating to that.
So what you're saying is he was acting like a politician.
100. Oh yeah.
Oh, he was acting like a politician. So
don't think-
go ahead, Crystal, my bad.
No, I just don't think people learn enough about religion. They want to preach, but they don't want to learn about what it actually is. And as a young adult, when I was trying to find out, you know, because I was actually searching for religion in my life. At one point in time, I felt like I should have it in my life. I went to many churches, studied up on many different religions, and actually good friend of mine in college actually took me to her school. It wasn't a church, where they actually just taught religion, and it wasn't preaching, it wasn't judgmental. They accepted everybody. We actually learned from multiple religious books. We actually learned from the Quran. We actually talked about other religious books. It wasn't just the Bible. And when people talk to me about religion, they're kind of shocked that I don't consider myself religious. I consider myself kind of spiritual, but that I know a lot about religion. And if it wasn't for going to that school, I wouldn't have known it. But it gave me such a different perspective.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. People that's looking at this show right now who are judgmental Christians, they're going to look at us and say, they're demonic. We're not watching anymore. They don't believe. No, it's not that. What we're saying is, for far too long, I grew up in the church, and anybody that know me, my mom had me, my brother, and my sister come home from school. The old tape cassette players that you had to record on the little cassette tapes, and you had to press 2 buttons to rewind it and record all this. Yeah, we had a choir. We would have called the McDaniel Trio.
Oh, yes.
Called a trio.
Thank you for that.
And we would sing on Sundays in the children's choir. My mom was in the choir. My grandmother was in the choir. We were at church every day throughout the week, it seemed like. But because a child grows up and they start developing themselves and they start understanding that, hey, maybe there's other things out here that I want to learn. You know what I mean? They start going out here and being followers of another faith. I can't chastise that. I can't knock that. God gave you your free will. That's what, and we're talking about what the Bible says. He gave you your free will.
Yeah.
Well, also there, you also have to, just my personal experience, right? Growing up, it was always just practice abstinence.
Well, we know that didn't work for you.
There was nothing.
You wasn't getting nothing anyway.
Man, look, I wasn't. Look. Let me tell you something.
Come on with it, Trent.
But anyway, but my thing
Trent was in college, knocking him down.
My thing was
knocking him down.
My thing was,
I can't wait to get out of there.
Oh man, I went nuts when I left the crib, boy. Let me tell you. But my thing was, we had a bunch of young teenage girls end up getting pregnant and all this other stuff because they weren't even like, there was no youth classes, no youth programs to actually have those conversations. It was literally just
don't do it.
Don't do it. But if you tell a teenager don't do it,
they're gonna
do it. They're gonna do it.
Right.
But if you sit them down and you have, all right, this is probably the reason why you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do this, or you should practice that. There's ways of doing it instead of just saying don't do it. And that's and we ended up, there was literally I don't want to say an epidemic of it, but it started happening where it was just like one after another, boom, 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 boom. A bunch of younger started getting young guys getting girls pregnant, boom, boom. I mean, in high school, you know what I'm saying? It was literally just, it was one after another. And I'm like, that's because you guys you're not having the actual conversations. You're just saying, no, don't do it, don't do it, without giving the information to these kids. Okay, why?
They're not in touch with reality of what's, I find that a lot of, religious organizations, they're not in touch with reality. Like, you want to preach and you want to say all this, but what is the reality? Like, for me, religion is love. Like, you all know in your heart and in your spirit what's right and what's wrong. I mean, we all feel it. We all know when we're doing something that's not right. We all know.
I know when I'm doing something that feels good.
Oh Lord!
I mean, it's been what?
He stopped being abstinence at 10. He was.
How'd you know?
God, dog, you dirty mother. All right, go.
But anyways, yeah.
It's the Well of the Week with Rob.
So this week, what we've got for you is we've got a Karen. That's right. We've got another Karen. She is slut-shaming a group of teenagers for wearing bras out in public. Just go ahead and play the video. Yeah, it's terrible. She's going all in on this group of teenagers. It's at a gas station. It's terrible.
Do you think you're funny? I do. Well, you said I'm for the street. You just keep laughing, because I'm not laughing. I feel sorry for you. I'm a little girl like you're mad at what we're wearing? The fuck? I think you should dress appropriate. Those are bras. We look better than you. Excuse me? Excuse you. I'd be like your mom telling you that you should. You think you're not my mom, bitch? That's good. You're not our mom, though. I do think I'm gonna act like one because you girls need it. You don't walk around town in a bra. Okay, like bitch. I just want to know why you why you want to be in our business. We didn't bother you. Why you gotta bother us? You literally were walking. You were sitting in your car. Go put a shirt on. Go put a shirt on and act right. Okay? Go put a shirt on and act right. No. Come on. Yes, I have 3 little girls that are growing up looking at you. Okay, they can look at us. Yeah, you can look at us. Are you talking to us?
So yeah, we've got this we've got this woman, and she's just completely slut shaming this group of teenagers, and she goes all the way in, and they're like, yeah, bitch, why don't you leave us alone? We ain't bothering nobody. Yeah, they went all the way in on her, and she was like, I'm gonna start acting like one. I got 3 kids that are watching you, and all this other stuff. Coming back to the morals thing that we were talking about earlier, and but my biggest thing is this: why don't you just leave these kids alone?
Not even that. Like,
mind your business.
Yeah, like mind your business. What's wrong with people?
That's something their parents gonna have to. That's a discussion with their parents. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
It's
they ain't got nothing to do with you. There used to be a time, right, where like adults would just call you out. You showing yourself. You know what I'm saying? But times are really different because kids, they don't respect their elders out here. They will drag you. So you better just let their parents take care of them. Whatever.
Yep. I know in South Korea. They don't mind legs in their culture.
What?
But yeah, they don't mind legs, like the short skirts.
You're talking about
society. Yeah, they don't mind the short skirts in society, as far as like the young ladies and stuff wearing short skirts and whatnot. What they don't go for is anything from the waist up. No cleavage. Your shoulders is a no. Do not wear an off the
because Joe Biden going to come touch him on the shoulder.
Joe Biden going to do a whole lot more than that.
Well, if they got, never mind.
We know what Trump going to do.
Yeah, Trump.
Because they got the short skirt. Oh, Lord, stop.
But I think just as a young woman, I think, just let them be. Let them find themselves. I mean, I think that we as a society, we promote like sexiness, and we promote,
promiscuity.
We promote all
What is it called?
Promiscuity.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we promote all this in our society, but then we expect little girls to walk around and cover up like a grandmother, and you can't have it both ways. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, and again, so me personally, I wouldn't want my daughters out there that way, right? But I'm not. But again, those are my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm. Nope. I'm like, hey, I know myself, and man, you really pouring a lot of that in your cup, my dude. You okay?
Yeah,
you
baby,
okay?
I'm good, baby.
You okay, brother?
I'm good,
ready
man.
over there.
Yeah, buddy.
Man,
I'm my bad.
You feeling good?
Huh?
No.
Yo, Trent, can you recommend a good 12-step program for my man right here?
I got him.
Come on, Rob. I know you got one, man. Come on.
No, I'm good, man. I'm straight. That's
called,
all you, champ.
It's called church. No, I was playing.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Okay. Well,
wow, what a week. Wow, what a week.
All right, man.
Shaky butts.
It's confession time with Trent B.
With Trent B.
All right, so the confession letter this week, it goes, I've been paying child support on 2 kids, I believe to be mine, starting back in 2011. As they've gotten older, I noticed more and more there are no similarities in me and them. My family began to question if the kids were mine, and I've started to as well. My now ex-wife is saying she would not conduct a paternity test to see if the kids are in fact mine. However, her close girlfriend and a cousin of hers has told my sister the kids are in fact an ex-boyfriend of hers from the military. I need to know how I can confront her with this.
Well, Trent, what you thinking, man?
Oh no, I'm not touching this one. I'm gonna let people that got kids and stuff go ahead. I'm not. Nope. I'm staying away from this one.
I mean, me, I would just, you want to act like an asshole, I'm gonna treat you like one. So if you don't want to,
But they ain't nothing to do. They ain't nothing different, Rob. You treat everybody like an asshole.
that's because I'm an asshole. So
Bingo.
You know what I mean, yeah, this is what it is.
Know
It's like
thyself. Know
it's like
thyself.
saying the sky's blue
Yeah.
to me. I don't give it. It is what it is.
Know thyself.
But I'm just saying, dude, shut the hell up.
Socrates. Know thyself.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
That's important.
No, but I mean, real rap. If she doesn't want to give you a paternity test, then just take her to court. It's that simple, and force her to take a paternity test, or have the children take a test, and it's that simple. My thing is that I think that you should retain an attorney, because if you're that convinced that the kids are not yours, you might be able to sue. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would do. I would do it. So that's my 2 cents.
Can the court force her to take a paternity test?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Man, just stop paying the child support. That's all you gotta
You're
do.
trying
Go
to
to
get
jail.
him going to
No,
jail.
no. Y'all ain't listening to me. See, y'all just want to say, "Oh, you're gonna go to jail." No.
And if you black,
No. You're
He
not
trying to,
listening.
he trying to
really
send you to
You're
jail.
not
Don't
jail,
listen.
jail.
Don't
You're
listen.
not listening. You're not listening. Check me out. Hear me out.
He said you go to jail.
if you
No,
black,
no,
you
no,
go
no,
to
no.
jail.
No. Stop. What y'all not listening to is the whole background on this, right? You stop paying. You have to go to court to find out why you haven't paid, right?
No.
Yes,
they're doing
yes,
warrant. I
yes.
think they
No,
doing-
They
no,
just
no,
issue
no.
a warrant for
They
your
don't.
arrest.
They issue a court date.
Okay.
Thank you. You gotta go to court.
That's why I was. That was a
So
question.
when he go to court, guess what? He can say, "Judge,
Where's he go?
Your Honor, court." Look,
court.
he can say, "Look, all he gotta say is, Your Honor, Your Honor, the reason I stopped paying child support is I asked for a paternity test because there is reason to believe there's new evidence that suggests that I am not the father of those 2 kids, and I would like to get a paternity test." The judge is going to ask the ex-wife, "Ma'am, is there any validity to this story?" Well, no. Even if she says no, the judge can at that point order the freaking paternity test. And guess what? He walks away, goes in, take the paternity test. Couple weeks go by. Next thing you know, bam, he ain't the father. Bam, he get all that money retributed back to him.
And then she started running.
Yep.
Well, you know, there's an alternative, right? Chris. I don't know if you know this. Like, if you guys know this or not. It's called Maury.
I pay your
not
fees.
that kid's
Yeah.
pappy.
Pay your fee. I'll say this. Look, I mean, I really hope that that's not the case. I hope that there's kids, man. I don't.
Not the pappy.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
I hope they are too. But isn't there cases where even if they weren't his kids, but if he signed the birth certificate?
nah.
I thought there was a case where
they got rid of
somebody
that.
signed the birth certificate and they still had to pay child support even though he wasn't the
Nah,
father.
man. They got rid of
He
that.
needs a paternity test.
They got rid of
How
that.
they gonna make you pay for something that ain't yours?
There's something called like providing for the kids as if they were your own or something like that for a long period of time. They got rid of that. That no longer exists.
Is it in every state?
It should be.
I don't know if it's every state.
Because I'm gonna get on my soapbox real quick. I am tired of the court system being slanted in the woman's favor. I am tired of it.
Hey Trent, you remember I ran a campaign. I said that we shouldn't make fathers. We shouldn't make laws that impact fathers and make them pay child support when there's not conclusive evidence that suggests that they are the father of the child. Remember that? I had pushed that.
Yeah, I remember that.
You wasn't for it.
I ain't saying that.
I've walked into the family court in Philadelphia and watched dudes come out of there crying because such a huge chunk of their checks was going towards kids that, you know, she wouldn't even let him see him on the weekends, or she was playing cat and mouse with the kid, or trapping dudes, you know, and then dudes are just like, listen, I want to be in my child's life if it's my child, you know what I mean? But it's just so many laws between the family court, domestic violence, divorce laws. There's so many different things that are slanted in the woman's favor that it almost pays to just, excuse my language, keep your dick in your pants. You know what I mean? It just ain't worth it. At the end of the day,
strap
look
up.
Look at
Strap
marriage. Look at marriage.
Yes.
Get
Look
your
at
pull-out game
No. Don't even do that. Don't even do that, because now they're talking about palimony laws. If you live together with a woman for a certain amount of time, now she's entitled to half your goddamn retirement.
Well, in some states, they're also it's common law marriage in some states as well.
Law.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like, you've got, you know, shit like that. It's crazy. No, man.
I wonder. So you know how society is kind of shifting, and a lot of women are becoming the breadwinners, more educated. I wonder if when the tables turn, if
Is that feminism? I was waiting.
I was
third wave feminism right there.
Y'all heard how her voice got. Her voice
She started smiling. She started smiling when we take over the rest of this world.
You know what that was? That was a thinly veiled attempt at pure pheasant.
I wonder if men will be talking about this child support isn't fair when they are actually going for women to pay child support.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. And then
You talking about reversing it because like they make them a lot more money and
I wonder if
and alimony, they paying alimony too. Yeah.
Make women start paying alimony. See how much they like it.
Right. Well, make them pay child support. And so look, like I said, my dude that wrote this letter, stop paying it. Yeah, make them go to court.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you get to court, you present your evidence. I would say get more evidence rather than the he said, she said stuff, you know, or even get some kind of documentation or a subpoena to bring the sister, or what was it, a cousin and a friend or something like that?
Girlfriend and a cousin.
Yeah, get them to testify.
Oh yeah.
Because if they know the information, then my dude, that's how you gonna get that done.
Technically,
Man.
the paternity test should just be awarded specifically because one of the parties wanted it. I mean, they got to pay
Not
for
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Go
Not necessarily.
to what is it, the familydna.com or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
23andMe.
One of those companies.
I mean, just get the kid's hairbrushed or whatever, and you do the paternity test yourself. Get a lawyer and do it yourself.
Man, just swab them cheeks. Just swab them cheeks while they sleep.
Just kidnap the
Swab them
kids.
cheeks when they sleep.
Just take them.
I'm sure he's seeing the kids, my dude, so he can just be like,
Just take them.
don't do that, dude, because you're going to be in jail.
Go right up there to LabCorp and swab the inside of their mouths when you got them for the weekend.
You're going to be in jail.
Just go up there. Oh, this ain't gonna bother you real quick. Just swab the inside of her mouth, send it off.
All the way.
That's how you do
All
it.
you gotta do is just like take a little piece of that hair off.
What's the noise? All right, yo, we gotta close this thing out, man. Hey, look, we not closing it out for everybody. Look, we gonna do an overtime segment. We know we do our overtime segments right after the show, okay?
Yeah.
So make sure you stay tuned. But man, we gotta close it out on this segment. Trent B, man, how can they reach you?
How can they reach me? Oh no, I'm no, you can reach me at the Trent B5 on Instagram.
So something about that Instagram does not work because we cannot tag you from the show.
Oh yeah, that was on purpose. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna look at that. I'm just playing.
That's
I'm just
bullshit.
playing.
I think I tagged you.
She was able to tag me.
Nah, I wasn't. The show, the actual show is not able to tag me.
Because I blocked you.
Rob, my man's.
What?
Yo, what?
I said my bitch.
That's what I thought he was gonna say. I was like, what?
I was gonna say you son of a bitch, but I wasn't gonna say that. My bad, dog.
Oh man.
The disrespect.
Oh man.
That was. I was gonna say my son of a bitch. Not bad. Rob.
Look, he drinking.
Rob gonna try to kick my ass out of this show. Rob, how can they reach you, man? How can they reach you? Get it out.
What is this? Instagram? Or is this
all of it?
It's all of it, man. Instagram,
Yeah,
dude.
all right. So
Not
Donkey
Black
faces.
This motherfucker had a long pause.
He was born in 74.
5.
Donkey 5. Donkey
Donkey
faces.
5?
What is your Instagram, dude?
Oh yeah, Donkey Faces.
What is he?
With a Z? No.
Yes, it is. Yes,
All right.
it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Donkey Faces.
I know all your
You
stuff.
can reach me at Donkey Faces. You can reach me on Twitter at Horse Faces with an underscore and a Z on the end of it. And of course, you can always reach me on Facebook. And
And what?
I don't know.
Robert Waples.
The second.
The second.
Yo, what didn't you Robert? Did you put Robert S. Waples?
Yeah, where did you get the S
I have
from?
no
I
idea.
could have sworn. Maybe it was just another person named Robert S. Waples the second, but I just
Crystal, how can they reach you, man? Ma'am.
Ma'am, you can reach me at Miss Chris 757. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
All of the above.
Yes.
MySpace, Black Planet,
Hey, I did have MySpace and Black Planet.
Space Force.
Hey, y'all showing y'all age.
Yeah, I'm actually older
AOL,
than
your little
than
AOL
both of
username,
y'all.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm actually older than Trent and Ron.
Really?
Why she had to say it like that, though, bro? I actually
You don't look it. You
and
look
See?
you look
Yeah,
you
I
look
can still
younger
get
than us.
away with saying I'm in my 20s.
She said you're wet behind the
I'm a
ears.
baby cougar.
Yo,
Said
yo,
you got baby milk.
hold on,
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute,
y'all didn't hear what
wait.
she said.
Did you hear that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Crystal. She tried to slip that
I'm
in.
not a full blown cougar, but I'm maybe a baby.
You a baby
A
cougar?
baby cougar?
Oh shit! So we got any young dudes watching?
Yeah, y'all in
You want to
trouble.
shoot your shot?
There it is. And reach right over there across
I'm
the
a
table.
baby cougar.
No.
What's the difference between a full blown cougar and a baby
Because
cougar?
I'm not over 40. I'm not over 40.
Oh, so that okay.
I
so
thought it was just like you not like really into it. Anyway,
oh man. Oh man.
you know what? Hey, you can reach me on Instagram at DocRJ.5. You can also catch me on Twitter at RJSpeaks100. I'm rarely there. Anyway, you can follow us on
Never there.
on Facebook. All you got to do is search at Comfortable to Uncomfortable That Talk. You can also search, check us out on Instagram at Comfortable to Uncomfortable That Talk. Check out our YouTube channel at at Comfortable Being Uncomfortable, the podcast, one word. Make sure you hit them up. And then also, you can check us out on Apple, Google, Spotify. All you got to do is search Comfortable Being Uncomfortable. Make sure y'all tune in to the overtime segment. Big shout out to our sorority sisters and our fraternity brothers of Phi Beta Sigma and Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Fraternity Incorporated. Till then, stay tuned.
Peace out.